Hello guys, here's a very quick video on into the multiverse raid, into the dark multiverse raid, the regular version. We did try the elite version, but the people who went into the portal, the four of them, they got one-shotted by the dark multiverse energy inside. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but when they died, the people inside the normal room were stuck. So that's a bug that needs fixing. Now with that out of the way, this raid is very simple. We need to match the cards and destroy all these four cards which belong to Laughing Batman. So to do that is very simple. You need to follow these two rules. So now each card has attack side denoted with arrows. So wherever these arrows go is the direction the card will go. I'm playing a card adjacent to the one of Batman Who Laughs cards, which are these. If a card attacks a side with no arrows, then your card will defeat his. Simple. So now, this is the strength of the cards that you need to consider when doing this as well. So, Superman is the strongest card, and then the weakest one is Robin, in that order. So when the arrows from two cards meet, the strongest card will win. So let's say the black arrow was here, and that arrow was pointing that way. So now, because the two arrows are touching each other, Superman is the strongest card compared to Batman, which means Superman will overtake that card and destroy it. Very simple. So now, in this particular video, what we did was, this is what we had as the cards from Laughing Batman, who's inside here, which you can't see properly, but you can see his outline there. Then you have Batman on the inside. If Batman dies, we all wipe, but if he dies, we get the loot. So what we did was, we waited and we figured out what we needed. So just to quickly put it short, if you have a card table that looks like this, the ones you need are out of these. So you need Superman, Batman, and Nightwing. So that's the first combo, Superman, Batman, Nightwing. So now the order you do it in is important. So the first one we chose was Superman. So now if you go back to this picture, Superman is stronger than Batman Who Laughs. Technically he's a Batman, even though he's a Batman Who Laughs. So Superman will defeat that card. And if you notice, the black arrow is pointing upwards. So after this ad start, you'll see what happens. Skip it a tiny bit forward. Okay, so now with the ads dead, someone picks up the card, and what we're going to do is put the card here, and that's going to defeat this Batman guy. As you can see, the card is down with the black arrow pointing forward. Naturally, this card will now get destroyed because of this rule here. Superman cards are stronger than Batman cards. If this card was Robin and it was pointing this way, the black arrow was pointing this way, this card will still destroy this card because of this rule up here. But if this had a black arrow pointing downwards and this had a black arrow and this was Robin versus Batman, it would not work because the Robin card is weak and the two black sides are touching, so the strongest card will overtake the weakest card. So as you can see, it disappears. So that's one out of the four cards destroyed in the first hand of cards. So now the next one we chose was, I believe it was Batman. No, it was Nightwing actually. So now this has 2 arrows and this will do two things. So let's skip this forward. So now we are going to take this card. We are going to put him here. So now I'll pause it before it happens. So now As you can see, these two are fading because this arrow is pointing this way, that arrow is pointing that way, and it's a Nightwing card because there's no black arrows pointing this way or this way. According to the rule over here, you get to defeat 2 of his cards in one go. There you go. Now his cards are defeated. So now naturally the only one left is Batman. So we use Superman, we do Nightwing, now Batman is a 1 left. And now we need Batman who is either has the right arrow or the up arrow. We can't technically, we could, if we wanted, do a because Nightwing is weaker, we could have a Batman card going this way here, but sometimes that card would destroy this one. But in some runs we have tried this and it hasn't worked, and we have wiped because of it. So to be sure that this card gets destroyed without any issues, we need to make sure we have a Batman either going right or up. And the one we had, I believe, was going right, I think. And yep, just as a thought, Batman going right, so that card is going to go here. When that card is destroyed, that will change from 0 out of 3 to 1 out of 3. Let's skip this forward. So now we are going to grab the card, and that card will go there. And voila, card hand solved, and that changes 1 out of 3. Now it disappears, and we get a new set of cards. And the same principles apply in this instance as well. And if you notice, the guys that were in the portal, they have now come out automatically, and they need to go back inside the portal, all 4 of them, to give us the next cards we need. And the next cards that we used were Wonder Woman, Batman, and Nightwing. So now once they're back inside, there you go. If you could see very quickly, they disappeared by pressing E1. There you go. And once a 4th person goes through, the portal disappears. So now what we need to do is we need to follow this hierarchy and this one to ensure that we destroy all of his 4 cards. So I believe the first one we had was, I think it was Wonder Woman. So let's skip forward. Yes, it was. So now you have Wonder Woman going down. I believe we put it on this one, or was it this one? I can't remember now. So let's have a look. So now with the ads dead, I believe it was on here. Yep. So now, so if you notice, there's a black arrow there and here. So now with the 2 arrows touching, this rule now does not apply. Now it applies the second rule, and naturally the Wonder Woman card is stronger than the Hawkgirl card because of this strength hierarchy. So now the Wonder Woman card will overpower the Hawkgirl card, and that card will now disappear. Now the second card was Batman, and we used Batman, I believe it was against Hawkgirl here. So this Batman is pointing this way, so actually we used it against Superman, I think. So skip the ads as usual. Now we pick up this card and we put this here. Now because this card has no black arrow, we can safely destroy Superman even though Batman is weaker than Superman, because this first rule applies with the arrow facing the side of the card where there's no arrow, and then your card will defeat his. Very simple. Put that here, and that will now destroy that card. And then the last card that we went for is the Nightwing card, and that is going to destroy this card and this card in one go, because now it's going to be pointing left and down. And because it's a Nightwing card, um, Nightwing is where is it gone? Let's have a look what we did. I can't remember now, or was it this way around? I think it was this way around, where it did not touch the black arrows, so it went right and up because of the two sides are empty. Let's skip it forward. So there you go. Yep, I was wrong about that one. Ignore me. So it was going right and up with the Nightwing card. Skip it forward. And we put him here. And now because his black arrow is pointing up and there's no black arrow there, this card will naturally destroy this one and this one in 2 goes. In one go. Now that's 2 out of 3 done. Now the board will reset again, and the people who were in the portal will come out again. And after that, once I go inside the portal, we will finish the first boss. So now the next cards that we did go for were Nightwing, Superman, and Batman. So the first one was Nightwing. As you can see, you might have guessed it. That's pointing up, so that's going to destroy Superman. We're going to put it here. And that's going right. That's going to destroy Batman. So that's 2 cards out of play. Oh, sorry about that. So 2 cards out of play already. So I'll skip this forward. Grab the card. And simple as that. The 2 cards go away. So that's a Nightwing done, and the next one I believe was Superman, which is the strongest card, so this rule applies. Superman can defeat Batman. And we put this here to defeat Batman Who Laughs. Yes, we did. So there's Superman. Skip this forward. And we put this guy over here. Very simple. And now that card destroys that card. Now the last card was Batman. So now this is where the second rule applies again, because the Batman card is stronger than the Robin card, and the 2 black arrows are touching, this card will get destroyed. So let me skip this tiny bit forward again. Oops, a bit too forward. There you go. Card hand solved. Locate and defeat Barbatos. And we got the feat where we got every single card right without damaging Batman. And there's a feat for that. And as you can see, Batman Who Laughs died. And now we get the feat and the loot. So that's part 1 of the video. Now let's head over to part 2. So now where's my videos list? Right, 1 second. Let me go to my videos very quickly. So now the second boss. So now this second boss is very simple. So this is like the Poison Ivy fight. He will walk towards the center and jump up in the air. As long as you're hiding behind these rocks for cover, you will take 0 damage. And we do get a few ads in here, but if you don't kill the ads, they give him a shield on low health, and it makes it harder for him to kill. So this boss is very simple in terms of mechanics. So let me skip this a bit forward. As you can see, we told this tank he was tanking to keep him in the back. So when he does start walking forward, we will have time to go behind the rocks. And every time he jumps up in the air, he absorbs some of the rocks, and that damage comes back to us. As you will see, some of these rocks will disappear. So as his health goes down, now as you can see, he's walking slowly. Now I'm hiding here, and you will see me take 0 damage. There you go. So now the people that will take damage will be Mr. Hell and this fifth dimension, because he moved away from the rock formation, and DK and this Mr. Fixit, they will all receive damage, but us three won't. There you go, fifth dimension, but I guess how big went behind the stone in time and DK got damage. So very simple as that, behind the rocks you take no damage. And he does this 3-4 times, but there's a feat for doing it within the 4 times. So if you kill him faster, there's a feat for that. But I think the maximum times he does it is 5 times. So I'll skip this forward. There's a lot of ads, as you can see. These forge ember. Now he's going back in the middle again. As you can see, some of the rocks disappeared every time he does this move. Now he's in the air. This guy's going to take damage because he wasn't behind the rocks. There you go. Nearly all his health is gone. I was behind here. I took 0 damage. My health is fine. So now, that was the second time he did it. And we take it a bit more forward in the video. As you can see, now he's walking towards the middle again. So if you keep him in the middle without notice, he's going to jump up in the air and jump down. So now he's in the air. Now I'm hiding behind here. So hit this guy, and the guy behind him will take damage, but these guys will not. So fifth dimension got damaged again, but everyone else did not. So fifth dimension, if you're watching this, I'm not picking on you. I'm just explaining the actual mechanics in this particular raid. Okay, so just making sure I'm still recording. I've done this before. Talked for an hour or 30 minutes and it's not even recording. But anyways, back to the mechanics. And this is where he got to low health, and he does it again. And we were behind these rocks. But I guess these guys did not make it in time and took a lot of damage. So now, once he gets to low health, you will notice trying to kill him will be difficult, because some of these ads, they give him like a small shield. Makes it harder for him to die. But there you go, doing the multiverse and the Forge Master com method. I think that's one of the feats for killing him before the 4th or 5th time he does that move. So that's pretty much it for the second boss. So let's move to the third boss and the final boss in this raid. So now with this raid, we fight Barbatos, and the first thing that we need to do is kill these dark spirits all around the room, which are stunning every single person in the room. As you can see, I'm trying to damage this guy and I keep getting stunned from the one behind me. As you can see, as we damage it, we get this small cog that we need to pick up and take it. As you can see, I'm getting stunned. So once we kill all these ads, that's when we take the cogs over. Take the cogs over to where the arrow is pointing. We take it over to this hawk guy person, so he can bring the ore to Hawkman. That's what we need to do. So as you can see, they're taking it over and drops it in. Once that happens, with all of the cogs, come to this cutscene where Barbator starts talking smack to everyone, saying blah blah blah, I'm the toughest, these are all of my guys. By the way, this looks like a scene from the Avengers, just to put it out there. And now we get our own alloys that come out. So now at this particular stage, we carry on burning Barbatos down slightly, and in a while we're gonna have cogs above all of these mini bosses, We need to kill a minimum of 5, collect the auras after we have defeated the mini bosses, and then with these 10th metal, which we need 5 out of the 5 of these mini bosses, we trap Barbatos and kill him and trap him and he dies. So as you can see, we take a bit forward. So now we hit the nth metal, that's 1. So we get 1 nth metal already. Okay, now Red Death would plant these bombs. So please make sure you get them, because these bombs do a bit of damage. So now that switches there again. So now that's 2 out of 5. We need to get 3 more. So what this guy is doing, he is making 10th metal for us, so we can hit the switches on these mini bosses. But we need to kill, I think it's 3 or 4 or 5 mini bosses to be able to trap Barbatos. That's what I was trying to get out earlier. So now this switches up. I think I went to try to get it. Yeah, I did. And I kept getting damaged by Red Death. And then that bomb that Red Death just dropped. So we need to get these bombs as ASAP. Okay, so that's 3 out of 5. Now you can see the switches above the mini bosses. So now we need to kill Red Death. So once Red Death dies, we hit the switches on the other mini bosses. So as you can see, let me go back. So that was 3 out of 5 right there. Now we're just waiting, and that's 4 out of 5. He did something with his hands. Now once he gets the last one, which should be now, we should get that 5 out of 5. So now as you can see, we killed Red Death. Now we are hitting switches on all the minion bosses and killing them off one by one. And there we have it. We now have all of the 10th metal we need. Now we can kill Barbatos and the mini bosses of our choice. I believe there is a combo for doing all the mini bosses before killing Barbatos, but we decided to maybe just open a few of the mini bosses and kill this boss quickly as we can. But we do need to kill a minimum of, I believe, is 5 mini bosses to be able to trap Barbatos. So now with Merciless Dead, we got Dark Robins coming out, and I think the next one we went for was, let's have a look. Went for one of the mini bosses, forgot which one it was. There we go, Dawnbreaker. We went for Dawnbreaker. So as Dawnbreakers died, we went for the Drowned as well. Now with the Drowned dying, there you go. So now at this stage, we did Drowned, nearly dead. We need to hit the switches, and the tank needs to make sure the Barbatos boss is in the middle of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches, and we need to get these switches. Try to get the switches at the same time. So I hit mine here. That guy hit his there, but only two or three went off at the same time. And we tried it again. This took us a couple of tries. Ooh, I nearly died there because this Barbados guy was hitting us. So these focus points trap him. So see that again. So I think someone got the switch over there. Okay, so one, two, still 5 switches. That was one. Nope. This took us a while to get right. But somehow we did it by trying again and again. Now with them trap, the source, we made a crack in the source wall, and the pure source energy destroyed him. So that's it for this boss. It is quite a lot of mini bosses and adds with the Barbatos main boss. But yeah, we did it. As you can see, some of the focus points were not pressed. So at this particular part, you need to have a very good group shield when getting the points, getting the 5 switches. Probably need 2 supercharged shields going off to make sure these switches are pressed so we can trap Barbatos and defeat him. So that's it guys, and thank you for watching. Hopefully this video was useful for some of you guys who may have had questions about the card part of the raid, which was tricky for some people to understand or even implement. So thank you for watching. And the other raid, the Phoenix Cannon raid, that is pretty self-explanatory, but in the elite version there's a AoE attack which we need to go inside the red energy balls, get hit by them. So the big energy ball, when it does go off, it doesn't kill us, but I will make another video on that later on. So thank you for watching.